Hello, how are ya?
Hi, Nicki. How are you doing?
I'm blessed, and you?
I'm fantastic. If you knew just how many of your fans have asked for this.
I know. They have made me aware.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Barbs.
73 questions, Nicki Minaj, this is happening. Let's do this.
Come on in, Vogue.
Now, before we begin, I just want to say how beautiful the drive was here, and it's even prettier in here.
Thank you.
Can you tell the audience where we are right now?
We are in Malibu, California, at the recording studio.
Yes, we are. And what precisely were you doing just before I arrived?
Actually, I was working on a very special lyric.
And it's in the studio where most of the lyric working happens, right?
Yes.
And how are you feeling about life these days?
Blessed, happy, thankful, grateful.
Given that we're in Malibu, what would you say is the biggest difference between life in New York and in LA?
New York has the queen.
Yes, it does. And how would you describe yourself to the few people on Earth who may not know who you are?
Pink. Rapper. Animated.
That checks out. Now, you gotta know how excited I am for your next album, and that you recorded it here.
I did.
It's pretty cool. So what exactly does a typical day at work in the studio look like for you?
Well, I tend to listen to the beat, and then I get a vibe for it, and if it's something that I love, then I go on the mic. Mm-hmm. My engineer Juice records me. I lay some ideas down, and then I listen to them, and then I write it based on what reference I loved the most.
Okay.
And then I record, and then we listen for days, sometimes months, sometimes years, and then one day it comes out.
I'm so sorry if this is being forward, but could you freestyle a few bars for me right now? Because I can tell you Anna will love it.
What? That's scary. What if she doesn't like it?
How could she not?
Okay. Oh my gosh.
No pressure.
First, I'd like to say that I don't know if you know this, Joe, but I definitely have mentioned her in my songs before.
Oh, I know.
But this one obviously would be a lot more special. So let me think.
Take your time. You got this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me think. Okay. I heard them who they sent for. Said you were 10, you must have meant 4. Hot in the summer and the winter. Hello, and the winter.
Yes. Mission accomplished. Now, you usually record in both of these rooms or just this one?
Yes. Come on in.
Okay, getting a full tour here. Now, what exactly is the difference between these two rooms?
You are entering the room where after I leave there, I come here. I sit there, Juice sits here, and we begin listening back to the iconic music we created.
Now, you've collaborated with so many artists in your career. I was wondering if you'd be willing to describe a few in just one word.
Okay.
Ariana Grande.
Ponytail.
Elton John.
Glasses.
Beyonce.
Blonde. Hair.
This is all true. Who's another artist you'd work with?
Miss Lauryn Hill.
What inspired the title for your next album?
A feeling of whole circleness.
And why did you call...
I'm sorry. Joe, I'm sorry. A feeling of full circleness.
All good. Now, why did you call your first album Pink Friday?
Well, I wanted something that represented my favorite color, pink. Mm-hmm. And another member of my team at that time said Pink Friday. I fell in love right away.
Now, if you were to describe the look for this next album in a single word or idea, what would it be?
Vêtements. Or as I said it on my album, vitamins.
Now, you've also said that Jay-Z, Foxy Brown, and Lil Wayne were some of your biggest influences when you were coming up. What did each of them have that you wanted to emulate?
Jay-Z, business savvy. Foxy Brown, immaculate delivery. Lil Wayne, trendsetter.
And out of all the people you can rely on, who are the ones you go to if you ever need advice?
My spiritual friends, I think. Anyone who can speak with deeper meaning.
And what would you say is the deepest meaning wisdom that you've ever received?
To remain humble.
Important to be humble. Okay, so your fans have now had a peek inside 2 of your studios. I say we keep exploring the property.
All right, you guys, let's go outside and get some fresh air.
Let's do it. We should just be in time for sunset. So, Nicki, I wanted to ask, what would you say is your favorite feature not by Nicki Minaj?
I would say If I Rule the World, Nas and Lauryn Hill.
Good one. And what is the one song with 100% certainty that'll make you cry?
Hello by Adele.
I may have a feeling I know the answer to this one, but what was the last great movie that you watched?
Barbie.
Yep, there it is. Updo or blowout?
I'm definitely in my blowout era.
Freestyle or written verse?
Written verse. I like to write.
And while you are writing, what is your go-to takeout order whenever you need a break?
Foul wings and some French fries, hot sauce and ketchup.
Delicious. And when you think about your times in history in Trinidad, is there a favorite memory that always comes up?
My grandmother, for sure.
Now, what if that question replaced Trinidad with New York City?
The smell of snow.
And when you think of yourself as a child, how would you describe that smaller version of you?
Hopeful.
When did you first realize you loved performing, entertaining people, being in front of an audience?
Probably around the age of 5.
And when did you first hear the sound of your own voice on the radio?
When I was working at Red Lobster, maybe 17 years ago.
Must have been crazy. And what was the worst part of that job?
Having to constantly wash your clothes because they smell like Red Lobster.
What performance in your career were you most nervous about beforehand?
All of my televised performances early on in my career.
What was the first album you heard that completely changed your life?
It's Education in Lauryn Hill.
I read you wrote your first rap when you were 12 years old.
Yes.
Do you remember any of those lyrics?
Cookies the name, chocolate chip is the flavor. Suck up my style like the cherry lifesaver.
Now I want to go back to Red Lobster for a second. What other jobs did you have before you got signed?
Lots of waitressing, customer service rep, telemarketer, receptionist.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I even sold fire extinguishers.
Oh, random assortment of jobs. Which of those jobs did you love the most?
Office manager.
Now, you originally uploaded your first mixes to MySpace. If you remember, can you tell me who was in your MySpace top 8?
I have no idea, but I'm sure Lil Wayne was probably one of them.
Probably. And what was your first accent that you think you nailed?
Well, I thought I nailed it, but I'm learning I did not. The Jamaican accent.
Would you like to demonstrate a Jamaican accent for me now?
No.
Hey, I successfully got you to freestyle. I guess I can't ask for it all.
All right, follow me to the house.
Now, Nicki, you were the first woman who signed with Young Money. Do you think that came with any pressure?
Absolutely.
When exactly did your alter egos first start to come out in your music?
I think on like 5 Star Chick with Yo Gotti and Bedrock with Young Money. I started tapping in more into like the Barbie persona.
I'd like to list a few other personas. Do you think you could describe each of them with one word?
Sure.
Here we go. Harajuku Barbie.
Japan.
Red Ruby.
The sleeves.
Roman.
Wah, wah.
Now, out of Harajuku Barbie, Red Ruby, or Roman, who is your favorite of the 3?
I guess my favorite right now is Red Ruby, but as a whole, in our Barb community, I would say Roman.
Okay. And how would you describe your fashion and style early in your career?
Kooky.
Does that word still describe your style today?
I wouldn't say so.
when did your fans first start calling themselves Barbs?
I gave them that name because first I was calling them Barbies because I was calling myself Barbie. And then I just thought that Barbs sounded more like a term of endearment, and it stuck.
I like it. What did you think when you first saw your official Barbie?
Oh, gosh. Well, I just was very emotional, grateful, couldn't believe it, ecstatic.
Yeah, it was amazing. Now, shifting gears, if you could eat only one food from a bodega for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Well, definitely it would be a sandwich, turkey, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, salt, pepper, oil, and vinegar, jalapenos, mayonnaise, mustard, extra turkey, extra cheese.
Wow, there's a lot going on with that sandwich. Next time I'm at a bodega, I'll order the Nicki Minaj and see what they do.
So would you like to have a drink?
I'd love a drink. Thank you, Nicki.
Okay, come on.
Okay, I'll hang here and enjoy the sunset while you're gone. Now, Nicki, what would you say Queens does better than any other borough?
Get the money.
And out of all the places you've ever given a concert, what's been your favorite city to perform in?
Well, I would say New York.
Well, obviously, New York City has to be the best. And whose style did you look up to the most when you were younger?
I looked up to a specific era of the hip-hop culture where the image of salt and pepper is sort of like really cemented into my psyche at one point. And it's why, till this day, I am in love with bamboo earrings, and I even put bamboo earrings in my Fendi prints online at one time. It's sort of like the girl that LL Cool J was describing on Round the Way Girl.
Now, I gotta ask, what's the secret to a perfect cat eye?
Well, you can't be nervous. You can't be late. You have to be very calm. And, you just have to think angle and sharp.
Noted. And what was your favorite Met Gala look?
Yikes.
And what about a typical Nicki Minaj at-home look?
I rather like this look, actually. Dolce & Gabbana on the coat, and Tom Ford on the sneaker, little wife beater and some jean shorts, nothing too much. Barbie chain, of course.
What was the first designer item you ever bought?
I don't remember, but I remember the first fake designer item I was given from my friend. It was a fake Louis Vuitton.
Ooh. And what clothing item do you have the most of in your closet?
I have a lot of sweaters because I'm always cold.
Who's a new designer that you're super excited about at this moment?
Well, does Vetements count as a new designer or no? Not really. Joe?
Counts for me.
Does it?
Yeah, I love Domino.
Okay, so let me say that. Want me to?
Yeah, shout out to Georgia.
Okay.
What has been the most rewarding part about being a mother?
Every single second of every single day, learning that I was able to love on a whole other level.
That is beautiful. And how did having a baby affect how you recorded your most recent album?
Well, because some of the songs started off being written about 4 years ago, there were songs, I couldn't record sexually explicit songs while I was pregnant. So I ended up just getting turned off for like a very long time. And I had writer's block for a while, even after I had the baby. And so now I'm doing a balance of what I think feels like Nicki Minaj, but doesn't make me, feel like eek.
Yeah. And why did you go with the nickname Papa Bear for your son?
Well, I don't know. I've always been a nickname person. I give everyone I love these nicknames normally, and he actually had a couple nicknames. His first nickname while he was in my stomach was Bubba. And when he came out, it just transformed into Papa Bear. I can't explain it, but when I looked at him, that's what I thought.
It's really cute. Do you see any of yourself in his personality yet?
Yes.
And what is the number one most favorite thing that he loves doing in life?
Swim. Or just be in the pool in any way in water, playing in water.
Can you give me any hint about what his name is?
Sure.
Amazing. So many people have asked me to ask you this.
I can.
Okay, ready for the hint. All right, well, we'll keep it a secret. I read you've been doing voices for him. Will any of these show up in the most recent record?
No, that's for me and him.
Fair enough. I also read that you quoted Lauryn Hill in your high school yearbook.
I did.
What lyric did you use?
To survive is to stay alive in the face of opposition.
Which of your Rap Snacks flavors is your favorite?
I'll never tell.
What did no one tell you about being famous that you really like other people to know?
It's not for the faint of heart.
You once said that being famous comes with a lot of guilt. How do you manage that today?
By just focusing on the positive energy, the love energy, and learning how to love myself enough to realize that I put in my blood, sweat, and tears into this. I deserve it. It's okay.
What celebrity do you have saved in your phone that would completely surprise me or anyone else out there who's a fan of you?
That's a very interesting question. At the moment, I would say the iconic, the legendary, beautiful boss, Anna Wintour.
I wouldn't say I'm completely surprised. When was the last time that you were truly terrified?
My son ran out of the door in the hotel I was at recently and ran in the hallway, as if this was just another part of the house that he thought he was in. And so just for those couple moments, I was terrified.
That is scary. Nicki, what makes zero sense to you?
What makes zero sense to me is thinking that you could ever go up against the Barbs and win.
What is the biggest misconception about you?
That I'm mean.
Would you still consider yourself a homebody?
Yes.
You once said that the thing that motivates you the most is proving to yourself that you can do something. What do you have left to prove to yourself?
If it was all worth it.
I think it was. But Nicki, you've now answered 72 questions. Before I go, I want to ask you. 10 years ago, you said you'd be married with a baby, and that has come true 10 years later. What do you predict for yourself in another 10 years?
Hundreds and hundreds of billions. And being able to help a lot of people that I think need help in today's world.
Well, we can't wait to see you achieve that. What a great answer to end a great interview. It's official. You've just completed your 73 questions.
Thank you.
And your fans are going to love it.
Thank you for having me, you guys. I love you so much. This is a dream come true. Thank you for having me. I love you.